You'll notice he no longer suffers delusions of humanity.
Affirmative.
What's up now, you punk chick?
Has editing your content become a burden, or you just don't have the skill set?
I wish I could focus on content production, but post-editing takes so much time and effort.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We'll look no further. Here at Asylum 99 Studios, I can help you create professional quality videos that will be sure to captivate viewers. With my creativity and skill, along with your content, assets, and ideas, I can bring your vision into the simulation. I offer the following services: video clipping and organization, content creation, VFX, SFX, and motion graphics, intro and outro assets. Requests may be taken upon further discussion. So if you're a content creator, short on time because you're out living your best life, or you wish you could focus all your energy into producing content, reach out to Asylum 99 Studios today.
What are you waiting for?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for?
Don't settle for mediocre videos. Hire me as your freelance video editor and create videos that meet your standards. Asylum 99 Studios. Release your creativity.
Back again, tribe. What I got for y'all this time, we're going to take it back up to Canada for a little bit. Now, if you know anything about Canada, even the slightest bit, you know that they have a zero tolerance stance on firearms and the like, and self-defense. Well, I'm going to show you today the dangers of not taking your protection in your life into your own hands and depending on people that hate you to govern over you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to it.
This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth, and did you know that in Canada, one car is stolen every 6 seconds? The problem has gotten so bad that the police have decided it's now time to make a recommendation to residents who are dealing with this problem. So what was their brilliant suggestion? Let the thieves steal your car.
There's also updated advice for all vehicle owners, a message echoed by Toronto police speaking at an Etobicoke safety meeting last month. Constable Marco Ricciardi had a new message for vehicle owners who keep their fobs in Faraday pouches.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns.
A what?
No sh**. Mountie Murphy. Now, let's take some time and digest that for a second, shall we? The police, the people a lot of y'all trust with your safety, are telling you to leave your key fob at the front door so people can kick your door in and just take your key and leave. Well, officer of the so-called law, what happens if they don't want just the car keys? What if they want something else? What if they want to violate people in your house? Because you know it's 2024 and people don't discriminate no more. These young savages are crazy out here. Shout out to the president of Funky Town. How can people live this way? How can you people live with putting your safety in the hands of people you don't know or see until after the situation's gone down? Because the cops don't get there while stuff's happening. They come to take the report and clean up all the riffraff. That alone makes a lot of people not safe to be around because they don't have their safety in their own hands. They're dependent on somebody else to swoop in and save them. And that is a very dangerous mentality to have en masse. Because if you're against that, you're going to have a hard time. Let's continue.
They're loaded.
Wait a minute. I thought guns were basically illegal in Canada.
Smell like Betsy here.
You mean to tell me that criminals are still able to get them? Well, maybe I should just leave the front door open as well. And perhaps I should offer them some cookies. If you thought this seems insane, well, you haven't been paying close enough attention. Because in Canada, we've never had the right to protect our homes or our properties.
Smell like Betsy here.
And more often than not, the rights end up being granted to the thieves or the home invaders. Case in point, check out what happened to a man in Halifax, Nova Scotia named Kyle Earl Monroe in 2017. On July 12th, 2017, 3 men entered his residence with guns drawn, and a struggle ensued with 2 men who were inside the home. The 2 men were able to fend off these home invaders while also managing to take away one of their guns. Shots were fired, causing the suspects to flee, and one of the suspects ended up getting hit, leaving him with non-life-threatening injuries. So how did the police react to this brave act of defending one's home and property from home invaders? They arrested the man who fended off the home invaders.
Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace.
You see, now I want to say something. That is a pro of rural living. You're dealing with the sheriff, not the police. Shout out to the original Lone Wolf and Chief Red. There's a difference. A big difference. Let's continue.
And he was charged with, are you ready for this? Attempted murder, intent to discharge a firearm, intent to discharge a firearm while being reckless, careless use of a firearm, improper storage of a firearm, pointing a firearm, possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, unauthorized possession of a firearm knowing the possession is unauthorized, and possession for the purposes of trafficking. And while he was waiting for his day in court, he had to abide by these following rules. He couldn't leave his house except for medical reasons or for work. He was no longer allowed a cell phone or a pager. He wasn't allowed to consume drugs or alcohol. He wasn't allowed to leave Nova Scotia. And he had to answer the door anytime the police arrived to check on him at his home. Crazy, right? But guess what? That wasn't even an isolated incident. Ian Thompson, an Ontario man, went through a similar ordeal when he woke up to 4 men throwing Molotov cocktails at his home. And considering that he lived a long way away from the police, not to mention he was also a former firearms instructor, he fired warning shots at his assailants, causing them to flee.
Move this man!
Don't you ever, in your life, fire a warning shot. If you're gonna shoot that gun, you might as well hit the motherfucker you shooting at.
Put out the fire that could have burned down his home, and then he called the police. Thompson was then charged, and he faced more jail time than his attackers. Or there's the case of Michael Woodward, a man who defended his New Brunswick home from an armed invasion, and he was charged for shooting one of his attackers. So make no mistakes about it, folks. Canadians have 0 rights when it comes to protecting their property or their homes.
Smell like Betsy here.
And furthermore, the police now want you to deal with these crimes by giving in to the criminals. Well, thanks, but no thanks for the advice. All this just has left me thinking one thing.
Smell like Betsy here.
You know that Second Amendment thing they have down there in the United States? Well, maybe it's time we get something very similar here in the Great White North.
What's up now, punk chick?
Well, Mr. Canadian guy, I got some news for you. It's too late to get your own version of it. See, what y'all got to do now is y'all actually got to be men, right? Now you have to become a criminal and traffic and buy black market firearms and arm yourself up and have the fortitude to carry that weapon every day, knowing if you get caught, you're going to jail. That's the only way y'all gonna get it. It's not gonna be in the law, in the Canadian Constitution, right? Being weak has consequences, folks. What states does that sound like? California, right? New York, who I just did a video about. Y'all really stepped in at this time world. So I don't know what it is about this timeline.
Smell like Betsy here.
But the lack of a spine of the population at large is staggering.
Smell like Betsy here.
And it's why we find ourselves in the deep trouble that we do. We have wound up being at the feet, not all of us, but you know, the population at large, at the feet of those who want to step on your neck. And a lot of you are laying down, sticking your neck out, going, step on me next. Step really hard. Make sure you twist your foot in there. Never leave your protection to anybody else. The only person that's going to really protect you is you. And the people closest to you that have the same mindset. People being close to you and not willing to protect themselves is just as dangerous. It's not protecting yourself. Because now you got to stick up for them and they won't be doing no fighting. They'll be cowering in fear somewhere peeing on themselves.
Smell like Betsy here.
Now, we can play this game of let the tyrants get in, then want to do something if we want. But I'm here to tell you today, that is not the best option. It is better to go down swinging than to let them, to submit to their authority and will. The choice is yours. I made the choice for myself. I'm not going out like that. You taking me out of here, I might as well try to take you with me. Where y'all stand on it?
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy. Go on.
I am a human being. I exist.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions.
Send the word.